example, is in clockwise direction. Now I run the same motor as a generator. So what would be the direction? Yeah, what would be the direction of rotation? Suppose if I am connecting as a motor and it is running as a clockwise direction. Now I operate the same machine as a generator. What would be the motion of rotation, mechanical motion? So you are not able to answer. Srishti, what do you think? Leonard, anyone answer me what comes to your mind when I'm asking you this question? Hmm? Yeah? Hello?
Clockwise.
Yeah, clockwise. Who has answered clockwise? JC Kavya.
Sir,
Lamzi
me,
Patra, huh?
Luis.
Louis. Okay, Louis, why
Luis,
clockwise?
sir.
Yeah, yeah. Why clockwise? Why do you
Because, sir,
say the same? Yeah, because yeah, tell me.
because we
Tell me.
rotate in clockwise, then it should. In first case, when we supply electrical energy, it rotates in clockwise direction. So second case, if we rotate it
Hmm.
clockwise, then it should supply electrical energy in same direction.
See, the thing is that the direction of rotation of a machine remains same, whether we are connecting as a motor or a generator. So, in order to change the direction of rotation, what we have to do? What suppose we want to change the direction of rotation. Now we want an action instead of clockwise, we want it anti-clockwise. What we have to do in that case?
Reverse the polarity.
Change current direction.
Change how we will reverse the polarity, how we can change the current direction. See, there is no plus and negative in this case. There is only phase and neutral. So how can see for a single phase system we have phase and neutral. For a three phase system we'll have three phase and one neutral in case of star connection. That is like this phase, 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 which we say in popular literature you have seen. It's called as RYB, okay, and a neutral, okay. And in a delta connection, it is no neutral is there. This RYB, that's why it's called as delta. There is no concept of neutral in case of delta. So in a three-phase system, if you need to change the direction of rotation, what you have to do, you have to change one of the phases. You have to alternate one of the phases. Means you have to give R to B. That's it. If it is going clockwise, it will rotate anti-clockwise. In a single phase system, suppose your direction is like this, phase to neutral. Now what you do is that you change neutral to phase, okay, and the direction will rotate. But in a single phase system, you have to remember a single phase machine or a motor is not self-starting. If you have noticed in your house, most of you might be having a motor in your house. So there is a capacitor attached to it. Sometimes what happens is that motor is not running, and then finally you call an electrician, and then he says, "Okay, capacitor is gone. We have to change the capacitor." Has it happened to you? Any one of you in your home? Like those of you who are using water for motor for pulling water? Have you experienced this? I think
Yes,
uh,
sir.
Yes, sir.
uh,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
this thing is so the electrician comes and he says the capacitor is not functional. Okay, so now we what we are interested here in to understand basically the generation of sinusoidal AC voltage. So as far as the AC voltage, yeah, tell me any doubts you are having. As far as the
Sir,
AC,
excuse me, sir.
yeah, Manoj, tell me.
Sir, can you explain this in briefly, sir? I have joined the class late, sir.
Yo, you can watch in the video also, na? So no problem. I'm explaining. I have not stopped it. So basically, what happens is that this is the generation of a sinusoidal AC voltage. So in case of a sinusoidal AC voltage, how it gets generated is that there is an every electrical machine is an electromagnetic machine. Okay, so there is electrical things and mechanical things. We can say electromechanical and magnetic things because see the field magnets, the coils, the number of turns, okay, and the windings. Every each one of them have some cross-sectional area, have got some dimensions, and those dimensions are in mechanical terms, okay. And these mechanical items are having certain properties that are magnetic properties. So we can say the AC production is electromagnetic mechanical and magnetic in nature. So here we see there are two, basically essentially there are two poles here. Poles in the sense means a magnetic pole, north pole and south pole. And in your house also you can do a simple experiment. You can connect two magnets, okay, of opposite polarity, get a rectangular cross-sectional wire. See, here I am just having one turn. You can give many turns like this. You can give many turns, okay, so that you get a bigger this thing. You can, so when you are giving the number of turns, so the flux is getting linked, okay, flux is getting linked. So how flux is getting linked is that what you do is that for a magnetic action, you have to use you have to generate. So this is basically a magnet and number of turns of wire is placed between an electromagnet. So what happens is that, so this is north and this is south, so it tries to attract each other, but there is some distance between it. So this will give it a attractive push, this will give it an attractive push. So what happens is that this wire starts to rotate, okay. So when it starts to rotate, so herein we have at the end of this wire, here at the end of this wire we have placed two brushes, one brush here, one brush here. This is of carbon, okay. This is a carbon brush, okay, made of graphite, okay, made of graphite, okay. And at the end of this, what we have taken one wire and a bulb, okay, small bulb. So what we see is that when this is the concept for the motoring action, the bulb blows up. So now this is essentially here in any machine, you see there is a stationary part, okay, and a rotatory part. So there is an relative motion between the rotating part and the stationary part. So the stationary part is in a machine, if you see, the stationary part is that part which is not rotating, and rotatory part is that part which will rotate. Suppose you go to an ice cream shop, there you see they are making that softie, okay. If you are going to the ice cream shop, you notice that they are using a single phase induction motor. So that motor is placed inside, wherein it is placed inside a stationary part and there is a rotating part. So the relative motion between, so what in that case what it does, this part, stator part, here we are giving supply, okay, AC supply. Because of this AC supply, what happens is there is some air gap between these rotor. This is called rotor and this is the stator. So because of this AC supply, there is some flux is getting developed, and this flux is getting linked with this rotor, and there is a relative motion between these two. Because of that flux, it starts to rotate. More the voltage, more the flux will get generated. Now you will see how do I get the EMF equation. Suppose this is my rectangular cross section here. I have taken this here, A, B, C and D, okay. So it's cutting an angle theta over here. So if I resolve this angle so into two parts, see, resolving you have studied na, in your maths and all. So we can resolve it into two parts. The parallel part will be phi max sin omega t. Suppose the maximum flux is getting established is phi max. So this would be phi max sin omega t and phi max cos omega t. Now one important thing is that, what would be the EMF developed? So what does the Faraday's law state? Can anyone tell me the Faraday's law? You must have studied in 12th. Yeah, Srishti, tell me. Manoj, you tell me the Faraday's law. What does it state? Yeah. Hello? Ritik?
Sir, the rate of change of flux is negative of
rate of change. Rate of change of flux is equal to the flux linkages. Okay, so why it is rate of change of flux? EMF developed is equal to the rate of change of flux. Now, why the negative came from the Lenz's law, not from the Faraday's law? That minus sign you are seeing, it came from because the motion that it causes is opposite to the production. So that negative came from the Lenz's law. So here we are interested to understand this part. So here you see in this particular slide, So you tell me the flux linkages of the coil here. So if you have to go for the flux linkages of the coil here, so yeah, so flux linkage, so how much flux is linking? So flux linking would be equal to, see here only one turn I have taken N, okay, only one cross. If I take many turns like this, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 turns I have taken. So the flux linkages would be equal to number of turns, okay, into the flux linking, 4 times flux linking. So this is equal to the flux linkage. Here only I have taken only one turn, so 1 into flux linking. If suppose instead of 4 I take N, so it would be N into 5. So the total number of flux linking would be equal to, so if I have to write the flux linkage, I can write my flux linkage of a coil at any instant. So this is flux linkage of coil at any instant, if you have to write, will be equal to number of turns, okay, how many number of turns it is having. Number one is the number of turns and multiplied by the flux, that is this sign is used for flux, okay, flux linking. So and EMF developed would be equal to minus of rate of change of, okay, flux linkage. Now if you look at that previous slide which I had shown you, so it is clearly, we can see that number of turns into flux linking. So here in the previous slide, if we go back to the previous slide here, so flux linking over here, so we can say this phi max sin omega t is acting, okay, is not cutting, it is acting in the direction of this flux linking. So this will not create much effect. But what is perpendicular to that is phi m cos omega t. So the maximum of flux that is linking is due to the phi max cos omega t. So if I have to write, I will write my flux linkage would be equal to, according to Faraday's laws of this is according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, okay. So this is due to that, okay. So this is, so how do you write minus d by dt, okay. Now the flux linkage I already have told you would be because of what? Because of N phi max cos omega t, okay. So now you know that differentiation of cos omega t, d by dt of cos omega t is how much? Tell me. Yeah, tell me.
Minus sin omega t.
Minus sin omega t, okay, it is minus sin omega t. So you can put this value over here. So you get minus d by dt, okay, this is N, okay, phi max, okay, it is minus sin omega t, and this variable omega t again we have to into omega, it will come, isn't it? So it will be minus sin omega t, and then omega t also we need to differentiate, so omega t, d by dt of omega t also. This is elementary differentiation, this you should know. So this omega will come, okay, because of that. So now we have differentiated it, d by dt has been done, this thing has been done over here. So here we no need to write this, what I say is here no need to write d by dt because we have done differentiation. Now I get this value of omega n, okay, phi max, okay, omega value, this value I take it here, and phi max, this I am taking here, so no problem. So this is minus, this was minus, okay, so minus and minus will become plus sin omega t. So this is clear. So this is the, basically if we look at this, so the EMF, that is your E value, would be
Sir,
equal
could you
to,
explain it again, please?
yeah, Sandeep? Yeah. Huh?
Sir,
Any
could you
doubt for that?
explain it again? from the EMF development from the first.
Who? What's your name? Yeah. Who? Yeah, tell me. Mohammed Zaid? Mangesh?
Sir,
Yeah, what you want? Tell me.
from that differentiation from the value.
Yeah. See, basically, I will explain, no problem. So the EMF developed would be equal to minus d by dt into flux linkage. So the flux linkage is how much? Flux linkage is basically the number of turns into the maximum flux linking. That is, flux linking is phi max cos omega t. So this is phi max of, so this is according to the Faraday's law. So this value of flux linkage I am putting here. This is my flux linkage. That is n phi max cos omega t. And this n phi max cos omega t minus d by dt. Minus sign I am taking outside. Now you see d by dt. So this is the only variable I am having, d by dt. So in this differentiation, what I have to do is that if I have to differentiate this part, so I think you are getting confused here. So yeah, I'll do. Okay. So let this be d by dt. So what I do is that I take a minus out, okay, and phi max out, because these are constant. These two terms have nothing to do. Then d by dt of cos omega t. Okay. This side, d by dt of cos omega t. So d by dt of cos omega t is minus sin omega t into omega. Okay. Minus sin omega t, because first we will do cos omega t, so it becomes minus sin omega t, and then omega t into omega. Okay. So and then we have minus n phi max. So this minus and minus becomes plus. Okay. This minus and this minus will become plus. Minus into minus plus. So this becomes n phi max sin omega t. So this omega over here I can take here omega. This is the volt. This is in volt because EMF would be in volt. So this is my EMF developed. Hope you understood this time. So this essentially will get like this. So one more important concept over here. So if sin omega t, okay, this omega t value is an angle theta. So if this is equal to 90 degrees, so at that time your EMF would be equal to, you tell me how much would be your EMF? Phi and phi max into sin 90. So sin 90 is what? 1. So at that time your EMF would be equal to omega and phi max. So this would be your omega equal to. So one important thing over here to understand is, what is this omega t? Okay, omega is basically what? Omega is, you have studied in mathematics also.
Angular frequency.
Yes, angular frequency. Nice. So if I'm drawing this is a cycle, okay, in degrees and radians. Now I'm explaining you. Suppose I'm making my circle like this. So I know my circle is the full angle that my circle will make over here. This angle would be equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So the circle is divided into 4 quadrants. Okay. Quadrant 1, 2, this is the third, this is 90 degrees, this is the fourth quadrant, this is 90 degrees. So here if you see, this is a full circle. Here till here, this is a half cycle. Okay, half cycle. And we can say this is positive half cycle. Here if you see, this is negative half cycle. So negative half cycle. Okay. So you tell me this is the maximum value here. So here you can say pi by 2. So I say pi by 2 is equal to 90 degrees. Here you say pi. So what is this pi by 2? See, pi by 2 is in radians. You are understanding my point? So pi by 2 radians is equal to 90 degrees. That means your pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, and 1 radian, if you have to write 1 radian is equal to 180 degree divided by pi. So this conversion you have to remember. Okay. So any doubt you are having here? No doubt. So what we have to do is that basically the EMF which I developed just now, you saw the EMF. EMF was equal to, I wrote it, you can write EM sine omega t. Okay, same thing, it can be written as EM sine theta, where theta is equal to omega t. Okay, and EM is equal to sine, instead of omega t, we can write 2 pi f into t. Okay, now what is the 2 pi f into t? So I told you basically what is happening. India is having a 50 hertz of frequency. Okay, so this frequency means like frequency unit is hertz, 1 hertz, and 1 hertz represents 1 cycle per second. So this means 1 cycle per second. So 50 hertz means 50 cycles per second. Means if I say 1, so it would be so lightning quick. So there would be like 50 cycles in 1 second. So this represents, it would be so lightning quick. So there would be like 50 cycles in 1 second. So this represents my frequency. So my angular frequency, see here, what is the range? 0 to, if this is my, what is the full cycle? I told you this is pi, this is 2 pi. So you are understanding what is my frequency basically. My frequency is playing in an interval of 0 to 2 pi. So basically because of that, this 2 pi term came and this frequency came. Now what is frequency? The frequency is basically 1 by t. Okay, 1/2 of the time period that we have told you previously also. So I can write this omega is basically 2 pi f. So because of the omega being 2 pi f here, so in the equation, if this is the equation 1, this is the equation 2, this is the equation 3. Now put omega equation 1, what we get? We get EMF is equal to EM sine 2 pi f, because for omega we have put into t. And I also told you f is equal to 1 by t. So when I have told you f is equal to 1 by t, so I can write my EMF is equal to EM sine 2 pi. Instead of f, I can write t by t. So these are the different quantities how I associate my EMF. And see, there are certain quantities which today we are going to learn, that is the instantaneous value, average value, RMS value, and based upon these quantities we will get a peak factor, that is also called as crest factor, form factor. So I'll be explaining you in detail. So for the time being, we know these are our formulas. So let's do one problem. Okay, this is remember this formula. Okay, note it down. Okay, so let's do one problem and see how it goes.
Sir,
Tell me.
Portion, sir.
Internal portions like today and tomorrow I'll going to complete, and then I'll let you know tomorrow. Alternating quantities also I'm including. First module full,
Okay.
first module they are telling full it will come, but let's see till tomorrow how much we are able to complete. Today we are having,
Sir.
please pay attention to the class, that we can do also, don't waste the time of the class. An alternative, this is the problem, an alternative current of frequency 60 hertz has a maximum value of 12 amps. Okay. Write down the equation for instantaneous value. So the question is, write down the equation for instantaneous value. Okay, find the value of current after 130. Find the value of current after 360 seconds. Okay, the third point is time taken to reach 9.6 ampere for the first time. Assume that time is recorded as 0. So there is some assumption. Assume that time is recorded as 0. Okay, time is recorded as 0 and increasing in the positive direction. So how do you go about this problem? So it is asking to find. So whenever you have to solve any problem, so number one thing in any examination, you need to write the given data. See what is the data that is being given. So alternating current, so frequency is being given. So write down frequency is 60 hertz. Okay. Maximum value of 12 ampere. So I max is equal to 12 ampere. So one more thing is given. Now okay. Find the value of current after. So you have to find the value of current at 1/360 seconds. Okay. And time taken to reach the current 9.6 for the first time. So this is like, how do you go about it? So the number one thing over here is that omega is, I have told you what is omega? 2 pi f. Can you calculate omega? Yes, you can. How much would be your omega? 2 pi into f. F is how much? Tell me. F is how much? Manoj?
60.
60, sir.
60 hertz. So it becomes 120 pi. Okay. So what else do you have? So when you get this 2 pi into 60 is 120 into pi. So what is this value? 120 pi?
376.8.
So 376 we can approximate to 377. We can write this in radians per second. Okay. Nice. Now what I value is telling is 12 ampere. So I means this value is telling I max. But the total I value we know would be equal to I max into sine omega t. Isn't it? We have to get the value of sine omega t. Okay, this instantaneous value is what? In order to get the instantaneous value, we have to get this is the current. Okay, like this. It's flowing. This is the positive half cycle. This is the negative. This is the negative half cycle. So this maximum magnitude I max. Here it is 12 amps. Okay, here in the negative half cycle also it is 12 amps. But what we need is instantaneous value. Instantaneous value, suppose at this instant I want. Okay, so this instant, it would depend upon what? It would depend upon the angle. So, and this is a sinusoidal. So it will, I can write I is equal to Im sine theta. Okay. What was my theta? Theta was equal to omega t. So that means I can write I is equal to Im sine omega t. So omega t value. So here I have got the value of omega. Okay. So I can write my I is equal to 12 into sine of omega is 377 into t. So this is my instantaneous value. So I would be equal to 12 into sine 377 t. Okay. Now what it is telling is this is the instantaneous value. Now at time interval of 1/360 seconds, what my I would read? Tell me. At time instant of
0.2192, sir.
0.219. How did you get 0.2192?
Sir, in the place of t, replace by 1/360.
Then sine also you have to multiply. Now this is not sine 377 into 1/360. It is not 360.
Yes, sir, 1/360.
Then you do Now the second thing is asking is write down the equation for instantaneous value. So this is the equation value you got, A point. Now the B point, what it is asking is find the value of current after 1 by 360 seconds. So 1 by 360 seconds is the value of time. So we will substitute the value of time here as 1 by 360. So this is 12 sine 377 into 1 by 360. Now you tell me the value. This would be 12 sine 377 by 360. How much is sine 377 by 360?
0.0182.
0.0182 multiplied by 12. 12 into how much you are getting?
0.2193.
No, this is actually you keep your
Sir,
calculator in
3.811.
radian mode. You have to keep calculator. You keep in radian mode. See, this is in radian mode. This is not in degree. So you will get a wrong answer if you are keeping in a degree mode. Keep the calculator in radian and then you tell me the value. There is in the
10.4,
calculator
sir. I equals to 10.4. I equals to 10.4.
10.394 you will get answer. Okay, so that is also very important. So you have in your calc you have mode. Okay, so in that mode there is one more degree, another mode is radian. See, we are calculating this in radians, so we have to keep the radian mode because this is not in degree. Whenever we are calculating like this 2 pi in the values of pi and we are substituting, we need to go for the radian mode. So this is very important. Got my point, Shrishti?
Yes, sir.
So you kept in radian mode your calci.
Sir, I don't know how to put it in radian mode.
You have a calculator.
Yes,
Scientific
sir.
calculator. There is in the calculator you have mode.
Yes, sir.
Click on that mode.
Clicked, sir.
What comes?
It's coming comp 1 and complex 2.
No, click again on the mode.
ST, REG and base.
No, again.
Equation, MAT and VCT.
Again.
Okay, yes, sir. Radian I got.
Yeah. Click on radian and then do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, yeah. So this is how you use the calculator, engineering calculator. So you have to keep it in radian mode. Okay. So that's what I was wondering why. Then I realized this might have happened. Okay. So the third point, what it is asking, we'll go back to that same slide. Okay, so that you don't get confused. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, the third question, what he's asking is to read time taken to reach 9.6 amps for the first time. Now you have to calculate the time taken to reach the 3.9. Yeah, tell me. So what you have to write instead of I? So it is I you have to take 9.6 amps, and you have to calculate the time taken to reach. Imax would be always 12 because you know now. It is like this. So this is the Imax value, so it remains as usual 12. Imax is 12. So it is asking you this 12 sine, okay, and this omega t, sine omega t, that is 377 t. So it is asking you t from here. Okay. So how do you go about it? Tell me. Tell me the third point is like how much time it will take to reach 9.6 amperes. This would be 12. This is sine omega t. So sine omega t you calculated. This is this. So you need to calculate the value of t. So this would be 9.6 divided by 12. Okay. Sine 377 t. So calculate the value of t. How do you go about the value of t? How you will be able to calculate it? Tell me. See, 9.6 divided by 12, how much? 50.
0.8, sir.
So 9.6, this is 0.8. Okay. So this is showing 370. So if you are taking this point here, so it is like this 377t, but you have to keep your calculator in radian mode. 377t sine inverse of 0.8. Okay. Okay. So the value of t which you will be getting would be equal to
0.927.
no
2.46 into 10 to the power minus 3.
yeah Kiran, your Kiran Gupta, what's your name? Krishna, what's your name?
Mongoose.
Yeah, Mangesh, yeah, correct. So here, this is 377t is equal to, so you have to write this value from here only, 377t is equal to sine inverse of 0.8. So what is sine inverse of 0.8? Tell me. So t would be equal to
53.13, sir.
sine inverse of 0.8 divided by 377. So this is the answer. So if you calculate this, you have to be very careful. But
0.14, sir.
not 0.14, it would be
0.
equal to 2.459 per month. If you are getting 5.1, okay, but it should be 2.49459 like that. So this value, if you calculate this the 370 and this is sine inverse of, this is not 0.8 actually. 9.6 divided by 12, 12 into 8, 16, 1, yeah, it has to be 0.89. Yeah, so what value you are getting here? Tell me.
0.8.
No,
Sine
T
inverse
value.
of 0.8 is 53.13, sir.
0.92.
53.13 divided by
0.92, sir.
0.92, sir.
No, have you kept in radian mode?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
T value you are getting how much?
T
T
value,
value
sir.
2.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3.
That's what I am telling. 2.4 into 10 power minus 3. That's what T value is there. Okay.
Sir, we
So this is
got,
correct.
sir.
Okay. This is what you are telling. Some value I am asking for this and you are telling something. Okay. So let's do one more problem to understand its clarity. So I hope this is clear. Huh? So one more problem. So because more you will solve, more you will understand. Okay. So this is the problem number 2. So now, till now you had studied the basic circuits in physics and all that. Even alternating currents you must have studied, but not in this detail. So it's the same thing, the extension of your 12th class physics, no problem, but in a more electrical manner, means practical manner. And sinusoidally varying alternating current has maximum value. When I talk about the maximum value, so this is in the positive half cycle the value, okay? Maximum value or the negative half cycle also. These are in this, for example, you have this curve. So here is the maximum value, okay? And the maximum value of 2√2 amps and time period of 20 milliseconds. Okay, it's milli. If the waveform enters into its if the waveform enters into the positive half cycle, okay. So this is the positive half cycle. This is the positive half cycle, okay. Positive half cycle at t is equal to 0. Find the instantaneous instantaneous value of current at t is equal to 6 milliseconds. Now this is very simple. You all should be able to do it. So how do you do it? Yeah, Krishnakant, Srushti, tell me. See, what is the given data? Tell me.
Imax is equal to 2 root 2 ampere.
Okay, nice. T is the time period. It is has it mentioned what it is asking you. So and time period it's mentioning here is of 20 milliseconds. So T
Second.
also has 20 milliseconds. So from this time period, can you get the frequency? I've told you the reversal of time period is frequency. So you can write your frequency is 1 by T. So you can get your frequency. And now what you want is that equation of the current. So IT is equal to Imax sine omega T. So once you get your frequency, you get your omega value also. Because your omega value is, yeah, tell me, what is your omega?
2 pi nu.
2 pi f. 2 pi f. So omega value is 2 pi f. So do it please. I want to see how you are doing it then. Yeah, tell me. Tell me. How much getting? It's very simple. Why it's taking you so long? Now to calculate the value of IT. So tell me. Let's see who will do first. Come on, it's a competition.
Three 1.4.15, sir.
IT value I'm asking.
2.689.
Yeah, what's your name?
Shrushti, sir.
Correct. 2.689. Shrushti is the winner of this competition. Okay, let me explain for other people who have not understood it. This is good. I want a competitive environment. So let's see. Basically, IM is equal to 2 root 2. So it is given. Okay. Then your time is 20 milliseconds. So time is 20 milliseconds. Your frequency is 1 by T. So 1 by T would be equal to 1 divided by 20 milliseconds. So this milliseconds goes up 1 by 20 into 10 power minus 3. This means like this milliseconds. So this will become 10 power 3.
2.690 amperes, sir.
Yeah, 2.689. Yeah, that is same. 2.69 or 2.689, same thing. Yeah, correct. What's your name? Huh?
Lavanya, sir.
Lavanya, second runner up. Huh? Okay, so this is good. So this is 20 divided by 1000. So this will come around. Your time period will come around. How much? Tell me. Yeah. So this is 50.
Yes, sir. 50 hertz.
This is 50 hertz. Okay. So this will become 50 hertz. Because this is 1000 divided by 20. 21 is 50 hertz. So first you get this. Then you have your equation of current. That is essentially I of t is equal to Im sine omega t, or we also write Im sine theta, where theta is omega t. So what is omega equal to? Omega is 2 pi f. So here we will write Im sine 2 pi f into t. And what is f equal to? F is 1 by t also. We can directly substitute f value since we have calculated. That was the case if we did not have this. Im sine 2 pi into 50. Okay, and the t value what it is asking is, so at t is equal to 6 milliseconds. So t value will put 6 in 10 power
minus
minus.
3.
So you get this Im value is given 2 root 2. So this value you will substitute here, that is 2 root 2 into sine. Okay, this is, sorry, this is 100 pi into 6, this is 600 pi into 10 power minus 3. Okay, so this sine value you calculate, and while you are calculating, put your calculator in radian mode. Otherwise, if you are kept in degree,
Sir, how to put in radian mode? I'm not getting it, sir.
you have a calculator in front of you, scientific.
Yes, sir.
There is mode.
Menu setup, it's there, sir.
Mode is there, mode.
Mode is not there, sir.
The menu is there.
Yes, sir.
Go to the menu.
Yes, sir.
When you are clicking the menu, mode will come.
No, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some mode will come.
Yes, sir.
Mode came. When you are clicking mode, what is coming?
Yes, sir. Calculate complex base. That-
Again you press mode.
Yes, sir.
What came?
Statistics, vector distribution,
Again
spreadsheet.
you calculate mode, degree and radian will come.
Ratio, it's coming, sir.
Keep on clicking until degree and radian comes.
It's not coming, sir.
Plus mode, sir. Shift plus mode, sir.
Somebody is telling now what you told 6 plus. Someone is
Sir,
helping you out.
mode, sir.
Huh?
Shift
Tell clearly.
Shift plus mode.
Plus mode, sir.
6 plus mode. You write like
Shift,
that.
shift.
shift, sir.
Shift.
Shift.
Yeah, shift plus mode. Shift plus mode, like that you do. Shift is there na? Shift plus mode. Okay. Shift button would be there, plus mode you do. Then you will get. What? See, in YouTube, there are so many channels are there in YouTube. Okay, they will teach how to use calculator and all. See some this thing when any fault will happen in your mobile or your laptop, something you are using here also you can check that. Okay, so shift plus mode you have to do. Okay, let's go to one more problem, and then we'll move to the average part. So this problem number 3. See here, you know that, see, current density you have heard. Current density. What does current density mean? Current density means current by area. Okay, I by A. Similarly, there is a magnetic density. Magnetic, this is also called magnetic field intensity. Okay, or other name for this is magnetic density. Okay, this is given by B. So B is basically flux by area. Now I will teach you some important things. So this table I'll create over here. See, this is oh sorry, wrong. Suppose you have magnetic quantity. This is your magnetic quantity, and let this be your electrical quantity. Electrical quantity. So in electrical terms, you have resistance. Okay, the replica of this resistance in magnetic terms is called as reluctance. Okay, it's called as reluctance. And if you have 1 by R, that is called as conductance. And the replica of this conductance, that is 1 by R here, is called as permeance. Is called as permeance. The unit of this is ohm. Here we can say it mho, units, and other quantities. Okay, so this is A, B. Now you have this voltage here in electrical, Here instead of voltage we have mmf. mmf is number of turns into current. Okay, here we have current. In magnetic quantities we have current. So in electrical quantities the replica of current is flux. Okay, this is flux. So same thing here, magnetic field density is flux by area. So you remember this point. So we will start the problem 3. So problem 3 depends upon the understanding of this concept. Okay, so what is your V is equal to flux by area. So this thing you have to keep in mind. So a coil having no turns, having,
Sir, can you please show the previous slide?
Yes, sir.
yeah, I'll explain you here itself. Okay, a coil having 100 turns. I'll explain here in the problem only. And cross sectional, I'll go back to that. Don't worry. Let me see this cross sectional area of 200 centimeters square rotated about its axis perpendicular. This is perpendicular to the uniform magnetic field of length 0.4 Tesla at a speed of 1500 RPM. Okay, this is the question. Determine a equation of instantaneous equation of instantaneous EMF. This is the first part. Second thing is what you need to determine is peak induced EMF, peak induced EMF. The third part over here is the instantaneous values of EMF in the following cases. Instantaneous value of EMF in following cases. So the case 1 would be the plane of the coil parallel to the field. So here case 1 is plane of coil parallel to field. So this is case field, and the case 2 over here is perpendicular to the field. And the last point is that the plane of the coil is inclined at an angle 45 degree to field. So last slide what I showed you is that, see, if I have my electrical quantity, I'll write electrical and I'll write my magnetic quantity. Okay, so only important thing is that in electrical quantity, if I write like this, I create a circuit with my plus minus, this is my resistance. Okay, so you remember this is EMF, this is current. Okay, current is I, this is resistance. In magnetic terms, the same thing would be represented as mmf like this, and the resistance would be represented by reluctance, and this current as flux. Okay, so this is the magnetic analog of EMF is mmf. Okay, this is given like this. Okay, for resistance it is reluctance, magnetic analog. For current it is flux. So this is it. Now your flux density is 5 by 8. So a coil having, so the first thing when we are going to do this problem is we are going to enter the given data. What is the given data? Let's see, the given data is that, okay, number of terms it is having is 100 terms, okay. Then the cross-sectional area is, we can write CSA also. CSA means cross-sectional area is equal to 200 centimeters square, okay. Then the value of the magnetic field is given, okay. This is the maximum magnetic field, that is 0.4 Tesla. Basically, T stands for Tesla. And now another thing is that the speed with which it is rotating is 1500 RPM. Okay. So this is speed. And now here in this particular problem, so first of all, you have to go for the equation for induced EMF. So EMF induced will be equal to, we have seen it is equal to EM sine, tell me how much? Sine omega t. So this is, yeah. So now you tell me about this particular equation. So your sine omega t, okay. How can you write the sine omega t? You can substitute the other values. What is your omega basically? Omega is equal to 2 pi f, okay. And what is your f value? See, basically, when you have to do this problem, okay, so there is one thing over here. The catch point is this. This is the catch point. So B is equal to flux by area. Okay. So this is the catch point. So when we calculated the value of EMF in the previous slide, so what we got the value of EMF, the equation for the EMF, what was it? The total equation what we got is that we wrote is like this, that is E is equal to EM sine 2 pi f t. Didn't we write? And this can be again written in terms of E is equal to EM sine 2 pi f can be written as 1 by t into t. So this is like, so here if you see this problem, particular problem, so in this problem, if you want to substitute the value of EM, okay, so the value of EM if you want to substitute, so how are you going to substitute this value of EMF, and what was the value, maximum value of EMF that you attained in the previous slide? You clearly saw that the maximum value of EMF you got in the previous slide was omega n phi max sine omega t. This equation you saw previously. Yes, this equation you have seen. I will show you if you forgot. So where we did in the very beginning. So wait. Let me show you this. Okay. So in the very beginning when we were doing, we saw this equation. So here now it's not so yes. So we saw this equation. Okay. So the Microsoft board, it's like gone down there. So we calculated this value. When I have shown you the equation like E is equal to minus d by dt into flux linkages. So we got this value. So like this minus d by dt, I'll do it for you. The flux linkages was n phi max cos omega t. At that interval we got it. Okay. So when I differentiated it, it became equal to E was equal to omega. Well, Mangesh also asked me a doubt, sir, how it came, and I solved it. And max sine omega t. So this is that equation. From this very equation here we have substituted these values and we arrived at this particular value. So we have this value as one of the equations we have. Okay. So how do we go about this particular thing is that we have the maximum value of omega t if it is 90 degrees. Okay. So this Emax would be equal to minus maximum. When the sine omega t, what is the range of sine omega t? You tell me. The sine of range 0 to 1. Okay. Value of sine, can it go above 1? No. So if maximum value of Emax will be when this is equal to 1. So that means Emax should be omega and phi max. So here is the catch. Phi max is equal to B max into A. From this particular thing you can see over here, phi max is equal to B max into A. So instead of phi max, what you can write? B max into A. So instead of phi max, what you can write? You have to very carefully analyze what the question is asking, what are your variables, okay? Then you have to do. So you can write Emax is equal to omega, and instead of phi max here, you can write B max into A. So A value is given, it's given. B max value is given. N value is given. Omega value you can calculate. Calculate the value of Emax and tell me please. Yeah. Hello? Are you able to hear? Yeah. Yeah. No. Shruti?
So I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah. Tell me the doubt. No problem. Take the doubt.
So fluxes is equal to BA cos theta, no, sir?
Which flux you are telling?
So flux is equal to BA cos theta, or is it just only BA?
No.
So B is equal to phi by A. So in 12th we learned it as BA cos theta.
Okay. Okay. This is A by A. Okay. So okay, flux is equal to B by A. Yeah. Where you have doubt? Here. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Here what you are telling? How much it should be equal to?
BA cos theta, no, sir. So if it's perpendicular to magnetic field, theta
Correct.
will be 90 degree.
Yes, you are correct. But what I am telling you is that see, flux is equal to BA cos theta. But what I am getting is I'm calculating for the maximum flux. Okay. So if you saw the equation also, what I calculated is that equation was for the maximum. So E I got in terms of flux was, yeah, correct. We have taken cos omega t only, but when we have differentiated, what equation we got in terms of sine only we got. And moreover, this equation here I am substituting this value to 1. Then only I am writing this B max is equal to phi max by A. So
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understood.
Yeah, so this flux is equal to B into, this is the maximum flux, okay, this is not the instantaneous flux. And this is also here, if you correctly look at this question, magnetic field of string this thing, okay, so this is the maximum flux density. So now you have to calculate the value, so you can calculate it easily. Tell me the values. So see, speed it is given, see, here if you look at this particular problem, so how to calculate the frequency, okay. Now you have the value of magnetic flux density B, you have the value of area A, you have the value of omega also you can calculate. Omega, how you can calculate? Omega you can calculate if you are able to calculate what? F. So how do we calculate the value of F? How do you calculate the value of F? Tell me.
Sir, from RPM?
Yes, from RPM. So RPM value is given 1500 RPM. So what is the value of F?
25, sir.
Value of F is 5. Okay. See, I will change the questions. If you are looking at the notes and telling, then it is wrong. Okay. Then I will change the question. Then you will start telling me. Yeah. If you are understanding it, how you got this value, then it is good. If you are simply looking at the notes, then it is not good. Okay. Yeah. So here. See, now we understood the value C. Now, how is the speed related to the other variable C? What is this? N is equal to 1500 RPM. Okay. So if I want to calculate the value of ns, okay, that is n by 60. Okay, this n by 60. So this ns value would be rotations per second. So ns would be equal to 1500 divided by 60. So this ns value you tell me is equal to 250. How much? Sorry, 25. So this is 25 rps rotations per second. So basically this ns represents your frequency. Basically frequency is what? Frequency is your how many revolutions it will take per second. Okay. Seconds. Like I told you, 1 hertz is cycles per second. So what is the cycle? Cycle is basically what? A revolution only, right? So you can get the value of frequency here, 25 rps. So once you get the value of frequency, you get the value of omega also. Omega value is 2 pi f. So f is given, so it is like 2 pi into 25. So you get 50 pi. Okay. So you have the value of, now you have the value of omega. Okay, you have the value of n, you have the value of phi max in terms of, so you can write this equation in Emax in terms of omega n and b into a. A you have, b you have, omega you calculated 50 pi, n value you can substitute and tell me the value. N value is how much? Number of turns. N is given here 100. So you substitute and tell me the value. What value you are getting? Tell me. B value you have 0.4 Tesla. A value you have 200 centimeter square. Okay. So you have to tell me the value, please. Now one more very important thing is that you have to convert the centimeter into meter. Okay. So that thing you have to, because the standard SI unit measures length in terms of meters, not in terms of centimeter. Now 1 centimeter is equal to 10 power minus 2 meter. So 1 centimeter square is equal to 10 power minus 2 into 10 power minus 2. So this would be equal to 10 power minus 4 meters. So you here instead of centimeter you have to write 210 power minus 4 meters square. So that is very vital over here. Okay. So if I was in your place, I would have solved it by now. Why you are taking so much long time? Everything is there. Tell me the value.
314, sir.
No, not 314.
Sir.
Huh?
125, sir. 125.6.
Yeah, 125. What's your name? Huh?
Lavanya, sir.
What?
Lavanya, sir. Lavanya.
Lavanya, good. So yeah, 126, very simple substitution. Why you people are taking so long? So now there's 11:20. Okay. The second class is also mine. We'll take 10 minutes break. And the break time, what I want you people is to solve the rest problem. And let's meet after 10 minutes. Okay. At around 11:30. Okay.
Sir, it's 20 minutes lunch break, no, sir.
From what point to what point is 20 minutes?
Sir, lunch break.
Lunch break is now 11. Tell me the lunch break time.
That's 12:20 to 12:14.
Okay,
12:20.
sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, now 10 minutes break I'm giving you. Then we will be back. We'll join you. Okay. So in the meantime, you try to read this problem. Okay. And try to understand. So we are taking a break for 10 minutes. I'll not withheld. I'll stop recording for the moment. Okay. And we'll join back.